The Land of Roar, Chapter 36. Two hands grab hold of me and pull me out of the water. It's Wyn. "What took you so long? You've been ages." I don't answer. I just start running. We burst out of the tunnel and immediately I notice how light it's got. It's still gloomy, but now I can clearly see the crooked towers of the crow's nest and its tall wooden doors. We can't waste a second. Up ahead, the Lost Girls have carried on jumping along the rocks with Stella at the lead. Rose is catching up with them. She clears the big leap with ease. She's not drifting now. She's on fire. Wyn and I follow, and we run flat out along the magic road. We pass the rock where the scarecrows attacked us and keep going. We're going faster than in any of our training sessions. We're going faster than I thought possible. The Lost Girls reach the large rock where we're going to summon the dragons, and Rose leaps on after them. "Hurry up!" Stella calls back to us, before a wave crashes over the rock, hiding them from view. Wyn and I jump onto the last rock and run to join the girls, who are bunched together in the middle. I feel exposed on this wide rock with the crow's nest so near. Plus, the crack runs right through it, almost splitting it in two. "Quick," I say to Rose. "Call them." Rose puts two fingers to her lips and whistles. The sound is immediately drowned out by the waves. "Will that really work?" says Stella. "I was there when they hatched," says Rose firmly. "My voice was the first they heard. They will hear me." I look up. Rose sounds different. Rose sounds like a master of roar. And she's standing like one too. On her own at the edge of the group, back straight, staring towards land and watching for her dragons. The rest of us haven't quite got her confidence. We huddle up, shifting uncomfortably and willing the dragons to appear. Suddenly, a lone crow circles above us. It caws, its beady eyes watching us closely. Wyn meets my eye. Like me, he's wondering if this is just a curious bird or one of Crokey's spies. "There!" Rose points at two dots far away in the sky. "The dragons are coming!" The sight of the two huge dragons approaching is a relief, but it makes me feel more exposed. Perhaps the others feel it too, because we gather even closer together. "This is it," says Stella. "We need to get going, tackle the last bit of the magic road. But first we do our war cry. Girls?" The Lost Girls know what to do. "Lost Girls! Lost Girls!" they chant, their voices rising above the sound of the sea. At the same time they stomp their feet up and down, and I can't help glancing nervously at the crack that cuts across the rock. With a final yell of "Lost Girls!" they fall silent. Stella turns to me and Rose. "Go on, your turn. Say your thing." Despite her newfound confidence, Rose develops a sudden fascination with her feet, so I'm forced to lift my fist in the air and shout, "Hear me roar!" I sound totally pathetic. "Roar!" goes Wyn, clawing at the air with his hands. He doesn't help. "That's it," Stella yells. "We're about to fight the Scarecrow army for your granddad, and that's all the encouragement you can give us?" "I know," I say, my teeth chattering from the cold, "and we're massively grateful, but look at the sky, it's almost morning. You need to get going." Stella opens her mouth, but before she can speak, Rose steps forward. "I have got something to say, but it's not the 'hear me roar' thing." Everyone turns to look at her and she raises her voice so she could be heard over the wind and the waves. "I just wanted to tell you that our granddad is a man worth saving." "Go on," said Stella. "We're listening." "When I was little, I got everyone to come and watch me fly down the stairs. Only it turned out I was just jumping with my eyes shut and flapping my arms. Grandad said that the only reason it didn't work was because I didn't have wings." She pauses and takes a deep breath. "So, he made me a pair out of real feathers. They were beautiful and soft, and when we went to the beach, I put them on and ran across the sand. Grandad said he saw me fly. He said I was magnificent." The lost girls are listening to Rose with wide eyes, their hair sticking in wet strands to their cheeks. "Flying was the second best thing that's ever happened to me," says Rose. "And it was Grandad who made it happen, just by believing in me. He's an amazing person, and he doesn't deserve to be locked up by Croaky." Rose looks in turn at Wyn, Stella, and the lost girls. "I just wanted to say that I know we can do this, because I believe in you." Her eyes settle on me. "I believe in all of you." For a moment there is silence. Then the rock beneath our feet starts to shake, and a groaning comes from the sea as the water starts to froth and foam. "What's going on?" says Stella. "Look!" I point at a crack in the rock. Stones and earth are bubbling up inside it as the two sides tremble and shift. Up and down. We're thrown from side to side, and I'm about to turn and make a dash for the next rock when I realise that the crack isn't getting bigger, it's getting smaller. And in front of our eyes it seals shut like a zip. "Imaginary," Wyn whispers. I sigh with relief. "Oh, totally." And I glance back along the magic road, and what I see makes my blood run cold. Rock by rock, the magic road is disappearing into the sea. Rose sees it too. "What's happening?" "I think you mended Raw," I say. "And now the crack's gone, the sea is coming back," cries Wyn. Rose turns to Stella. "You've got to get to the castle quickly." Stella doesn't hesitate. She shouts an instruction and the lost girls jump onto the next rock and run forward. "Do you think they'll make it?" says Wyn. "Will we make it?" I say, my eyes flicking from the approaching dragons to the vanishing rocks. A huge wave is sweeping towards us now, a tsunami, and it's swallowing up the magic road. Rose whistles again, but I don't think the dragons can go any faster. They're diving towards us, wings back, snouts down, their talons grazing the sea. They're racing the wave, overtaking it. We stand at the edge of the rock, trying to give the dragons as much room as possible to land. Pickle comes first, skidding to a stop by our feet. Rose leaps forward and scrambles onto his back. "Gobo, Gobo!" she cries, and they're off, clearing the rock seconds before Vlad crashes down. Then the wave hits. I throw myself at Vlad's side, and my fingers find a spike as the water sucks at my legs. Wyn grabs hold of a spike too. "Gobo!" I cry, and Vlad rises up in the air, plucking us out of the sea. As he chases after Pickle, we heave our soaking bodies onto his back. I look down. The lost girls have almost reached the crow's nest, but the wave is catching up with them. Stella is at the front. She takes a giant leap, landing on the rock that forms the base of the castle. As the rest of the lost girls pile after her, the castle's doors swing open. A scarecrow appears in the doorway, then another, and then they're pouring out, charging straight towards the lost girls. Crows follow them, bursting out of the door and the windows of the castle and diving after the scarecrows. There is one girl left on the magic road. She jumps, her braids flying behind her. Then the wave hits. Vlad sweeps round the side of the crow's nest, and the lost girls are hidden from view.